Okay, B'siyata D'Shmaya, we're back with some Parsha Torah. Good to be back with everyone over here, and everyone virtually as well, although we don't get the same geschmack of being able to see each other. So let's start with the Hara from Ramesha, just because he's Ramesha, and we'll see where it takes us. We know there's the mitzvah of Bikurim in this week's Parsha. And when you bring Bikurim, something very interesting is you have to read the Parsha of Arami Ovid Avi. Interesting. And everyone discusses why, when you bring bikurim, are you remembering what happened to Lavan, etc. So Ramesha quotes the obvious answer that whenever something good happens to you, you have to remember zchus avos. Okay, obvious. But then Ramesha throws in a line which I don't know. I thought had a lot of depth to it. Ramesha says, "V'inyan zeh gamkim harbe toyin." Many make a mistake. And they think shebitsid kasam, because their righteousness hishpia Hashem yisbarach lehem l'toiva, because of their righteousness Hashem gave them something good. So I thought about this for a moment, and I thought this applies probably the flip side also. Often you see people, and you maybe wonder, like, they're doing something wrong, and how do they not wonder? How do they not realize? Like whatever, we don't like talking about other people's averes, but whatever you see someone else doing, and you might wonder, like, don't they realize? Or like, so I was thinking maybe Pshat is it's just like when something good happens to someone, what does he say? Ah, it's because of me. I'm such a good guy, right? When something doesn't happen bad to someone, he says, ah, I did something wrong, and look, I'm okay. As someone in Kiev told me that the first time he's heard this from teenagers, that like the first time they were Machal Shabbos, afterwards they were like, oh my gosh, a lightning bolt didn't strike me. And unfortunately, it's then a slippery slope from there. Because when you don't see the Einish coming, it's like, okay. So what I see in this Ramesha is that we have to realize that not everything that happens to us necessarily is because of us. Now, of course, there's big kasha as well. We're going to get punished because of our ancestors' sins, or the opposite. So Ramesha is saying it l'taif. If we have a parent or a grandparent, or maybe even a child that's doing something good, that chos could save us. This guy's bringing Bikurim, and he's thinking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and what's he saying? He thinks, oh, it's because I'm so good. Bikurim, of course, is Parnasa. So a guy makes money, a guy gets a good job, a guy has a good year, and he says, you know why? It's because I daven, it's because I learn, it's because I do chesed. And then when he hears, it's Elul time, and you should do a little bit better, it's Elul time, and we should do introspection, he says, not me. I'm doing great. Proof in the pudding. I'm bringing my Bikurim, I'm having an incredible time. Says Ramosha, it's a mistake. Let's realize Arami Oivid Avi. Maybe it's coming from a different generation. Maybe it's coming from someone else's chosim that they do. And then we can realize where it's really coming from. Again, here we go, walkie talkie. Then, both for the good and for the negative. That was my little hisafa to the words of Ramosha. Is that we have to, let's not be complacent. And let's realize that, maybe we are doing something wrong. And maybe we're not getting punished because we have schus avos, or we have schus banim. We have the schus of our children. So that's ha'ara number one, is never to be complacent and to realize, trace it back. And of course, we utilize this as a moment to realize kibbut aveim. We have to realize where we came from. If we amount to anything in this world, as much as one might say it's in spite of my parents, of course that's not true. That's ridiculous. And of course, it all has to be traced back to our schus avos, our parents, our grandparents, our quote unquote adopted parents, which are rabbeim. We have to realize that everything that we do, anything good that we do, we have to always trace back. And this is lesson number one of the parsha, which is the lesson of Bikurim.